Hello everyone, and welcome back at Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thank you for joining me for day 19 of Junk Journal January. And our prompt word for today is interactive. And I brought back an old friend that I haven't forgotten about. I still need to finish working on this book lover's journal. And I thought what I want to create today for the interactive prompt word would go really cute in this particular journal. And the inspiration I'm also taking is from some old card making supplies, which is really great because I have been meaning to incorporate them into my journals. Haven't had the time. And yeah, this is obviously, here's the time now, right? So I'm going to get myself sorted out here. Now I haven't done this interactive component in a while, so I might have to kind of refresh myself as I go along here. I also apologize because I'm on a pretty good high right now. We just got back from my son's wrestling tournament, and this is the second one he's had. So the first one, he won all 3 of his matches. The second one today, he won all 3 of his matches today as well. And we had one of the refs come over to us after his matches and said to us, there are 5 wrestling schools in Calgary and your son needs to be in one of them. Wow, that really warmed my heart, and I was just so proud of my guy Leighton for, you know, really working hard. He is on the smaller spectrum of height and weight. He's built a little tinier, like my husband and I. We eventually kind of had a little growth spurt. I'm still on the smaller end, but yeah, it's nice to see him work hard and get you know, noticed for his accomplishments and his hard work. So I'm kind of reeling from that as well. So I do apologize, and thank you for letting me share and brag a little bit. Okay, so what I had in mind was, I had a couple things. The first one I thought of when I saw interactive was this die set from Lawn Fawn, and it's called Lift the Flap. And I thought these would be really cool to incorporate into a full page piece, much like, let's see if I have one here. I know I have one. Maybe not handy. Shuzbutt. Anyways, it's basically, you know, kind of like a full pocket type thing that you would then glue onto a page and then have these little flaps on there and open them up, and then there'd be like little things that you can see, or maybe little phrases, or, you know, positive sayings, something to that effect, incorporating these little flaps. I'm not going to do that today, but remind me, if you don't see me do it in the next, you know, couple months, remind me to come back to this because I think it would be fun to incorporate. What I do want to do is, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go big. I am actually going to use, it's another Lawn Fawn die cut, and it's called the Double Slider Surprise. And the funny thing is so way back when I started my YouTube channel, I was card making. That was kind of the thing I got interested in, and I've evolved since then. It's not that I don't like card making, but, you know, it's evolved. I really enjoy journaling, like junk journals themselves, because I can incorporate many different types of crafts in it. So check out my very first video, the Lawn Fawn Double Slider Surprise card, if you get a chance. Yeah, my very first video like 5 years ago. So exciting. So yeah, I'm glad to pull this back out. Now the pieces that I'm going to be using, you can see it comes with a whole ton. So you get these little panels here. These are the panels that are going to be sliding in and out. You get a thumb notch piece. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this though. And then you get this piece here, which is, it forms the little pocket that your sliding mechanism goes in. This is actually the portion that will facilitate the sliding of the cards. And then we have just some kind of random dies. These are for the pull tabs, this 2, this one, and then this is kind of almost like a little faux eyelet piece, or like almost like a little tab reinforcer type thing, but it's so tiny. So yeah, I went ahead, pardon me, I went ahead and cut out the pieces that I'm going to need, and I'm going to try and put this back on my magnet just so I don't lose anything. I'll set that to the side again. That's called the Lawn Fawn Double Slider Surprise. So you cut out 2 pieces of this one. So it's a rectangle and it's got a little foldable flap. Okay, so you're going to cut out 2 of those, and that's these here. And then your little card pieces here, you're going to cut 2 of those as well. And I have those cut out. Now I'm just doing them on white paper. This is kind of a thicker cardstock. I'd say about 80-pound cardstock. And then you're going to cut 1 of the slider mechanism pieces. I also had a roll of, what do you call it? You know, at the grocery store, the vegetable or the produce bags, those plastic bags. I had a big roll of them because I was using them for when I do foot spas. I like put lotion all over my feet and then I put my feet in the bag. So I actually bought a huge roll of that from Sobeys. And I actually use it for this project as well, that light plastic for the sliding mechanism. And for the life of me, I cannot find out what I did with that roll. Like, I know I literally just saw it like a couple days ago, and of course when I need it, can't find it. C'est la vie though. We are going to persevere on, and I'm going to use this is from the Magic Mat, just the packaging from the Magic Mat that I got. It's a fairly light plastic and I think it'll work. So we're going to use this recycled packaging. I apologize, I have to take a drink. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. A little bit of hot chocolate to soothe my soul. Okay. And then I have some of the focal points for the, some of the fussy cuts from the Book Lovers Junk Journal kit, which I think is from Junk Journal Studio, I think. And I'm going to use this as a focal point, and I think I'll use this as the poles instead of the using the die cuts. Okay. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to cover this piece. One side we don't need to cover because we're going to be gluing it down onto our journal page. So for now, let's just go ahead and cover one piece. And I'm going to fold over that little flap that they have here. And I think I want to score it just a little bit better so I get a nice fold. It did put a little bit of a score line in there, but it just doesn't seem to be folding quite like how I want it to. So we'll give it a little bit of help here. I hope you're all doing well and that you're finding yourself in your crafty areas. I do apologize. I find that I mumble and I talk fast, and I apologize for that. I must learn to articulate a little better. Okay, just folding that over. I'm going to do the same thing on this one, just so I have it ready. And so it puts in these little stitch lines. Can you see that? So you might want, if you want those stitch lines to show, you might want to cover this, or if you plan on covering it with paper, do that first and then cut it out so you get those stitch lines. It doesn't bother me that they're not going to show this time. Okay. And yeah, for the slider card that I did way back in the day, I actually just did some ink blending with the Distress inks. I made like a ocean theme. It was with like a little submarine and some ocean animals. Yeah, animals. Okay, so see how I've got these folded in, and then they're just going to get glued together with this inside after we get everything put together. Okay, getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and cover this. I think I just want to cover this in some old dictionary page, which I have this beautiful old dictionary here. I love the yellowed pages on it. It's just gorgeous. And let's just flip to a page. This looks good. pull that bad boy out. Okay. Now, what do I need? I have a little something on here, and I usually have a, let's just use this rubber finger. I have like a little rubber eraser that gets rid of glue and stuff, but okay. So to cover that, I think what I will do is just throw down some, let's just use some glue stick. I think that will suffice for our gluing needs. And I'm going to cover this whole thing really well. Make sure it's all covered in the good stuff. I just don't want any of that blank stuff, so I think I might still end up getting some, right? Yeah, that's okay. All right, let's just throw that down like that. And I'm not putting it, I'm not covering the flap. I'm leaving the flap uncovered, because we won't see it. Is that pulled over enough? Close enough. I can always give it a little bit of ink to that's not even a word, Chala. Give it a little ink to cover any of the little white that is showing. Yeah, my English is terrible these days. I need to enunciate my words properly, say them properly. Getting sloppy in my speaking. I'm going to blame my children. They're terrible. I don't even know what they're saying half the time, to tell you the truth. I try to keep up. I thought, oh, I'm going to be like a cool mom. I'm going to stay hip to the jive. Stay hip to whatever the lingo is. My kids are going to be so impressed. Yeah, no, I failed terribly. Miserably, actually. Okay. So giving this some inking. And then, I mean, you could collage, you can distress oxide or distress ink blend on this, whatever you like. And usually, not usually, but the one that I did before, it was horizontal like this and you pulled it out, but I'm doing mine vertical for our page, so it pulls out this way. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we want a focal image. But I feel like that is just a little meh. Do we need something else? Do we need something behind it? Kind of like that. This is just the little bits that I had ripped up from our project the other day. Yeah, I think we could do that. I mean, I might want to throw a little ink on it and see if that helps the situation. You could put lace underneath here. Maybe the lace is what it needs. I mean, that's okay. I do want to try some lace though. And I just happen to have some here. Maybe this needs a little bit of inking too. Maybe that's the problem. Need to frame it out with some ink. Okay. Put that back over there. Let's see if we put some of this on here. Would we like that better? I mean, it definitely shows up more, I think. Yeah, let's just go with the lace. Makes it a little more dainty looking. Let's see how much I need to cut here with this very, very precise measuring method that I'm doing. Not. Okay. Now, Fabri-Tac is going to be our friend for this, and I like that it has the word like, likable, like. Loving it. Now, the age-old question of which way does the lace go? I don't think it matters. Now I just got to figure out where I need the glue. Or I could be smart and just glue on this first. That would be easier, I think. Come on, Fabri-Tac. It is a little bit warmer down here today, not as cold as it has been. So my glue should be playing nicer. Should is the operative word. Come on. There we go. Oh, you do not want to come out, do you? Okay, plan B. Let's use a pin. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's better. We've got flowage. Okay. And then let's just tack that down like this, maybe. Is that where we want it? Yep, I like that. Okay. So I'll use art glitter glue for the rest of it, I think. And watch, this isn't going to work now, right? That's kind of the way it goes. Come on, you. Glue Gerber. I need to like clean this up. I got a lot of glue goobies going on. Okay, so this is taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. Yeah, I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being because, like I said, I haven't done this particular interactive element for some time now. So I will have to remind myself on how to do that. Okay. So we've got the front part all decorated up. Might be a little crooked, but good enough for the girls, I know. Okay, next, let's work on this piece. So I need to measure about 2 1/4 inches. Is how big my little mechanism or my little plastic piece is going to be needing to be. So I'm going to cut off the flap that's here. It's probably going to be hard for you guys to see me cutting on here. So just cut that piece off. And I want 2 1/4, I said. So there's 2 1/4 is about there. Okay. Fingers crossed this works. So the next thing I need to do is, this is obviously a bag, so it's connected, right? You can see that? It's like a little circle. I need to cut this. And I'm just going to trim that. I'll probably have to trim it down a little bit more as well. I also am going to be using some double-sided tape, strong adhesive. This Sukwing tape, or it's also known as Be Creative tape, is one of my favorites for adhesives like that. It is super strong. And so ideally what we want to do, this has a little bit of a fold in it, but hopefully it'll work in our favor. So we're going to wrap this plastic piece around this, kind of looks like a bobbin, but this mechanism. And we don't want to do it tight, because what we need for it to do is slide back and forth. So I'm going to fold it over loose, not too loose, but you know, loose-ish. And I want it to overlap quite a bit so I have room to put my adhesive, double-sided tape. I think that's good. Don't know if I cut it straight, but that's okay. And next thing we need is our double-sided tape. There you are, right in front of my face. All right, this is where it gets a little tricky. So I'm putting the double-sided tape just on that plastic, not on the cardstock. And we will trim. Again, wrapping it not too tight, just enough that it is not going to fall off, but still has room to move. Okay. So I'm going to fold that back. I'm going to release the paper off of it with some help of my reversible tweezers. Okay, and so we're just, we want to just lay it down. Again, not pulling snug, but not too loose. You got to find that sweet spot. Okay, so if you can see, it's super hard to tell here, but it will slide. It's sliding as I move it. I am going to trim this little flap off just a bit. Yeah, as I pull on this, it's sliding nicely. Okay, I'm just going to trim this down a wee bit because we've got lots of overhang. So just that excess off. All right, so that is done. Now for these. I need to decorate these. And I'm not 100% sure on how I want to do that. I want them to pull out. And do I want anything on them? I'm thinking I want them to pull out so that there's either phrases or a writing space. Let's just cover it with maybe some coffee dyed paper. And then we can write on it. Do I have any? I should have some coffee dyed paper somewhere. Oh my goodness. Well, I've got to have some here. I just know it. I'll have this. This is actually a folded page, I think. Oh, no, it's too cut up. Okay, that's all right. We'll use that. Perfect. Yeah, let's just... Sorry, just thinking here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... That's a pretty side. And just put coffee dyed paper on it for now. I can jazz it up with some stamping or some words if need be. but I also kind of want it to be a journaling spot, like a little secret journaling spot. Do I have that on the right side? Yes. Okay. Had a little moment there. Just going around the edges. I mean, ideally, if I had more time, because again, time is not my friend right now, I would maybe sew around this as well, just to give it some more security, but which side do I like? I like that side. Okay, there's one. Do the same thing with the other one. Glue, glue, glue. Can you believe it's already Friday, you guys? Oh my goodness, this week is just gone. I'm feeling much better today. I don't know what it was yesterday. I was hit hard with the tired. Okay. Go ahead and cut this. Now, because this is going to be glued down onto a page, I don't think you're really going to see much of the back side. But if you wanted, you could cover the back side, I guess. I think I'll just go around a little bit with some ink just to take down the starkness of that white. There we go. Yeah, we'll just ink this up. Gets rid of the white on the edges. And then we'll do a little bit on the back. Give it a little grunge. No one's really going to see it, but just in case. I mean, it's not the best ink blending job, but it's fine. It's fine for what we need. Okay, there's one. And we'll get the other one done. This. Again, you know, to speed this up, I would maybe glue the coffee dyed paper onto the cardstock first and then die cut it, and then it would also have those stitching lines or those little perforated lines, decorative lines showing, if that's what you wanted. Even some pretty printable digitals would look really nice, little images. Ooh, even some of those little whimsical, oh, maybe I could do that. Where are those? Right here. Yeah, we could even have these pull out as a little surprise. That might be something. Maybe I'll do that. And then I'll have one and then maybe writing on the other. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Let's get this put together. Give it an ink up. I think this sponge is in dire need of being replaced. Now I need to find a cloth to wipe up all of this ink all over my glass mat. Otherwise I'm going to transfer it onto everything. I've got stuff everywhere. Let's a little bit of water here. Get that right cleaned up. Okay. So I need to put it's still wet. Well, let's just use the good old sweater. Multi-purpose. Okay. It's a crafting sweater. It's okay. So we're going to attach this one. Now, here's what I need to do. I need to use the grid on my mat here because I want the edge of this to line up with this. So it needs to be, yeah, it needs to be flush. So I'm lining up the edge onto the line, and I need this piece to be flush with that edge as well. Okay, so my tape has to go somewhere around here. This is just a lot of planning. Okay. So we're going to very carefully, hopefully that's somewhat straight. And what you might want to do as well is have your, if you have it, is the embossing buddy bag. Or a little bit of cornstarch or baby powder. And I just go over this one because it helps it slide, takes away some of that static, and yeah, it just kind of lets it slide easier. And if you have any adhesive overhanging that might still be a bit sticky, it gets rid of that, so it's not going to like stick to itself so that it won't slide. Okay. So this is where we need our tweezers again. Lifting up this release paper. Human. There we go. And then holding my breath just a little bit as I try to line this up. Like that. Okay. So that's going to slide. Come on. There we go. Slide out. Okay. And then we got to get it to go back like this. So this piece, this is where it can get a little confusing because we need this to be the right side up on this side. So you're actually going to glue it on here upside down. So this is our back piece that is going to be showing up so that when we have it like this and we pull it out, you're going to see the good side, right? And then you're going to do the same thing, but on the opposite side, you're going to line it up. Or if that doesn't work for you, you know, just make sure you turn it over and just line it up against the line. If you're like me and you're right-handed and things go better when you line it up on the right. Oh, this is a little tricky because there's a hole here. And that's where my adhesive needs to go. Well, I need to make sure that this is in the proper position of lined up as well. And there. Oh, I think I'm just going to miss it. I think it'll be okay. Let's see. I wonder. No, let's just do it on this. Don't confuse myself. Put it there. Okay. That is lined up nicely. And then this is going to be the good side down. And lining it up as well. Okay. This should work. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm doing it right. Come on. I want to be careful that I'm not going to rip the plastic as well. That would just not be great if I did that. Okay. Again, lining up this edge, and this edge together on this line here. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of looks like my computer's being funky again. And down. Okay. Keep this handy. We're still going to need this, as we now need to sandwich this in between here. Okay. I am going to, I'm thinking, and it hurts. I don't know if I'm going to use the notch. There's that little thumb notch. Where is it? Here. So it's a little easier to pull the pieces out if you have this thumb notch cut out. So then you would just line this up like this and then run it, like I use some of this purple tape and tape that on, run it through, and then it gives you this nice little notch. Instead of that, I want to use my tabs from the kit, which are here. And I think I will use, I think I'm going to use these. These are a little more fun looking. So we'll just fussy cut those out. I suppose if I was, again, thinking a little bit more clearly, I would have already had this cut out, but that is what it is. Ouch, I just totally stabbed myself. It shouldn't take too long to do this. If I can follow the lines, that's also, you know, part of the strategy here that I'm trying to do. Oh, I think this is going to be cute. Although, as I'm thinking, I'm going to have to choose them wisely because one is going to be upside down. I think I'll use the envelope for the bottom because, yeah, the envelope can go upside down and not look bad, right? Whereas everything else, or the key, maybe I'll do the key for that. Okay, and then on the back side, I'll just use one of these on the back sides. Line them up and glue them together. You're not going to see this one on the other side anyways. Okay, so I'm going to say, let's hold it the right way up now. I am going to say that this is going to go on the bottom. I think I'm going to switch back to I'm using the Distress Oxide ink. I think I'm going to use just my regular Distress ink. I'm feeling like things need to be a little darker these days, and I don't know why. Okay, so let's glue this. On here. Like that. We'll turn it over. And we want this one glued on this side. They're going to line up fairly closely. Yes. Again, you're not going to see this on the back, so if it was just going to be a loose element, then you'll want to make sure that your back looks as pretty as your front, because you'll see it, right? I could have just done an eyelet as well. That would have been nice. But I did want to use some of these elements from this digital kit for this particular journal piece. Just a little bit more inking there. Okay, that's cute. So that's going to pull down. Look at that. It works. Oh, it's sliding so nicely. This packaging was perfect. It was just lightweight enough. All right, so on the top, what do we want on the top? Well, it's a book lover's journal. Maybe we'll just go with this book, because we have this. So I don't think I want to use that. I could use a teacup. Nope, the book it is. We are going to stick with the book. Go with my first choice, and we'll use another one of these for the back. There we go. Yeah, I haven't done interactive elements for quite some time. Now, for interactive, you don't necessarily have to use die cuts like this. I mean, your interactive elements could be as simple as, you know, a bunch of little flip outs, fold ups, that sort of thing. That's interactive as well. But I have all these card making supplies still that I should probably use. I should actually, I really need to purge, get rid of some stuff that I'm not using and give it to a good home. Need to make that a priority. All right, so that's that. This is going to go on here. Some more of our glitter glue. Hopefully that's somewhat center. Flip it over and then glue this on the other side. And really that's just to give it some more strength, more than anything. Got a few little bits hanging over here I'm not wild about, so we'll just clean that up. And if all else fails, camouflage it with ink. Okay, there we go, we've got that done. Let's go ahead and put our little cover piece together. So we're going to slide that in here. I lied. We need to put our score tape on here. Now, is this my thin stuff? I think it is. So that needs to go here. Now, we really need to be careful when we're doing this so it doesn't impede on this sliding bit. Okay. And this part as well. Okay. Now I want to put that in. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this. I need to put all my score tape on first. So I'm putting score tape on the flaps here as well. and then on this one as well. Now, I've never made these with just using glue. I've always used score tape. Could you use glue? Likely. I think you just have to be really careful that the glue doesn't squidge out and glue the pieces together so that it doesn't slide like that. I think that would be my biggest concern with a liquid adhesive. Okay, making sure I'm gluing this or securing it together properly so that we want it this way, and then this is our top. Okay, so I'm going to release the tape on this side. There we go, got some buzzing going on. Oh, my motivation. Oh, that's not sticking down. What's going on there? I'll have to get motivated in a minute. I can't read you right now. I'm focused. There we go. Okay. Making sure it's the right side up. This is where it gets tricky. I don't want to impede on that fold line, but I need to get it close enough. Okay. Good. Same thing on this side. I hope I'm doing this right. It would really suck if I wasn't, because then I would have to take it all apart and start over. That's not really what I'm wanting to do right now. Okay. So now, before I secure this, I'm making sure this piece in the middle here is pushed down and out of the way of that adhesive. Okay, I think I've got it. Just do a little check here. Okay. So yeah, the more you play with it or work with it, the looser it will get. Okay. So we've got that side. Now I need to secure this piece. So we'll take the adhesive off of here. And line it up. Okay, so we've got one flap on the top, and then this other flap is going to go on the bottom. I'm going to try not to get my head in the way. Let's see if I can get this lined up. Like this. Folding it over and pressing it down. And then make sure our lace kind of stays out of the way as we release this part and attach it to the other side. Like this. Yay! Oh, okay, so here is our little mechanism, and it pulls. Please, it pulls. Yay! Like that. And then you have, oh, I think I'm going to leave it like that for journaling space. I like that. And then you push it back together. It's hard because it's not attached to anything right now. Come on. Uh-oh, what did I do? What did I do? Why won't you go back in? couldn't have possibly pulled it too far. Oh, did I just bugger it up? Well, you know, it happens. Come on. Okay, well, what did I do? Now I've got to take it apart and figure out what I did wrong. See, this is real life, people. This is real life. What do I need? I need my... I could try this. Is this going to work? Oh, I don't think it is. Oh, it's going to work. Okay. I might have to add some more score tape, but that's okay. There we go. Come on. Open up. Okay, so what is going on in here, you guys? Well, now you'll go. Well, why wouldn't you do that before? Why are you being difficult? Okay. Is that because you're too snug in there? Let's put our bone folder in there and see if I can give it a little bit of extra room. Yeah, I think maybe I just had secured it a little too tight. I'm going to use art glitter glue. Because now I have to take this off because it's no good. Let's see what art glitter glue does. We'll use a fine line. Let it catch. And I think we want to add a little bit of ink around this edge. Maybe a little bit more glue right there. Let it dry. Camouflage some of that white while we're here. Okay. Now I think I also want to add a little bit of glue just to hold that lace down. Not loving that it's flip-flopping around. Okay, let's get our journal and find a place for this. Oh, love this. I love this so, so much. Oh, we could attach it to the front. We need kind of a sturdier page. I'm thinking one of these that I had sewn together, because they've got that double thickness to them, I think would be best because it'll have more sturdiness than just the one page on its own. So where do we want to put it? Where are our sewn pages? I feel like that would get lost on there. Is this one sewn? Yes. What about that? Think on there? I think so. I think that would look good on there. Let's just do a quick check of our other pages. There or there. Maybe on this side. Let's do that. Let's put you like this to hold that down. Okay, I think that is a good place for it. And I just want to give it a little bit more clean up here. This is hanging over just a little bit. Trim it up, ink it up to camouflage anything else. Before I glue it down, I'm just wanting to make sure that all my edges are secure, because it's going to be a little more difficult to fix anything once I have it attached to that page. Yeah, I like that. I think, you know, sewing around would be nice too. So yeah, you'd have to do that before you put any of the mechanism together. But I think right there is good. So let's go ahead and, now, if I'm gluing this on, I could have this as a little pocket underneath here. So I could slide something in there as well. I think I'm going, am I going to do that? Ideally, I'd like to, but the other part of me is thinking there's going to be a lot of stress probably on it from the pulling in and out, that I think the best thing would be to cover the whole thing in glue, just as a precaution. I think that's one of the things you have to keep in mind with these, you know, interactive mechanisms, is the amount of tension that's going to be on it by pulling it and pushing it, and yeah, you'll want to go the more secure route. I think it would be nice to have a little tuck in there, but I would much rather it not fall apart on somebody, so we'll glue it. Okay, is that straight-ish? Okay, I'm just going to give this a little hold for a minute. Put the pin back in my glue. All right, wow, that actually didn't take nearly as long as I thought, and I'm quite impressed that I remembered how to work it, how to put it all together. We'll just keep our fingers crossed that it is going to work. I'm sure it will. Let me just do a little bit of a 10-second tidy here, just so we can truly appreciate what we made in a clean area. Okay, get my glues out of the way. Let's just kind of forget about this stuff here. This is my little powder put back in its place. Oh, I love this journal so much. Really hoping the person who is going to get it is going to like it. All right, so let's take a look at this. We have it closer to the back here. Is this just, oh no, this is a 3-1. I don't know why I didn't put it in the middle, but that's okay. And we'll go ahead and see if we pull it out like this. We have some extra journaling space, little hidden journaling space. Isn't that cute? Hopefully you guys can see that. I love it. It turned out so well. So it's a cute little interactive piece. It will go back in. I just need to have a proper, there we go. It's just a little more difficult at that angle, because usually it goes this way. Usually you pull out like this and it works nicely. See how it slides so cutely? Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting the right angle to work it, but I think that is going to be super cute. All right, my friends, that is Day 19 interactive in the books. So let's go ahead and see if I can try and do this in some way that I can maybe get a thumbnail picture out of it. Perhaps. Like that. Is that going to work? Probably not. We'll have this here. I mean, it's not the prettiest. It's not going to be the prettiest thumbnail, but it'll still be pretty cute. Okay, guys, I thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. Again, that was day 19 interactive. Tomorrow's word is nature, and I have a fun idea for that as well. So please stay tuned. Hopefully you'll join me, and have yourself a wonderful day. P.S. I love you.